All right, good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. We are going live today. We are going to be talking about email sequences for your campaign. So I had a request. I have a few people going through building their email sequences, building their campaign right now, going to launch in April. And they were curious about how to use email to keep people updated, number one, during your campaign. But number two, you can use it to ask people to participate in the campaign. So I'm on my phone here, a little buzz there. But as every week, we usually start with a quote from The War of Art. So let's pull that up. Give me a second here. We always start with mindset. So you're going to want to remember the campaigning process is going to stretch you. You're going to become a completely different person in this process, and you're going to have doubts come along the way. So that's why we always start with mindset. We always start with The War of Art, and I'm going to be putting the phone over here. Okay. The sign of the amateur is over glorification of and preoccupied with the mystery. The professional shuts up. She doesn't talk about it. She does her work. The professional loves her work. She is invested in it wholeheartedly, but she does not forget that the work is not her. And this is the last one. We're all pros already. We show up every day. We show up no matter what. We stay on the job all day. We are committed over the long haul. The stakes for us are high and real. We accept I don't know what that word for labor. We do not over identify with our jobs. We master the technique of our jobs. We have a sense of humor about our jobs. We receive praise or blame in the real world. So, really, the theme here is you just do the work, right? And a few weeks ago, we talked about doing the work and having the love stay in us, right? Stay in us during the work. By the way, guys, it looks like Instagram's kind of glitching out. If it's not working on Instagram, definitely take a second and jump over on YouTube or Facebook. And we go live every Wednesday and Tuesday at 10 a.m. PST. So if you're not able to log, or if it's blurry or anything, definitely jump on YouTube or Facebook. Facebook is Jesse Allen Studio, and YouTube is Jess Eva Allen. You'll find me on those platforms. So let's jump into the work here, guys. So let's talk about email sequencing while you do your campaign. And really, the gist of it is you want to be in communication. Connection plus urgency equals currency. So always prioritize connection first. That's why we even have emails available during the campaign. But number one, what I'm doing right now with clients is I am helping clients launch their campaign with a bunch of close friends and family and financial backers. And what you're going to want to do is take all those people who are, we call them your champions for the campaign. You're going to put them in a separate email list or in a text thread or in a Facebook group or Facebook DM. And you're going to want to message them throughout the campaign. So these are your champions. These are the people who are like sharing everything with you, sharing everything for you during the campaign. So you want to put them in a separate email or kind of text thread so that you can text them and message them throughout the campaign. So that's, sorry guys, that's number one. That's number one. So you have your champions list. You may want to pre-do emails before you start in this champions list, and basically it's just updating them on what's being posted that day. Hey, just posted something, just posted my video about this journey. Can you go and share it with 5 friends on your social media? So that's number one. You'll want to have messages like that, but you want to keep these very short. And I would prefer either text or like a DM group. I tried text with Phoenix Band. You do have to pay extra for a text group. Tried to find all sorts of different apps about it, and if you guys have an app that works really well, definitely share it with me. But what I found was there's a lot of extra charges for text, so I would do a DM group or I would do an email list for those people. So yeah, you're going to want to be updating them as the campaign is going. Hey, can you guys share, the post that I just shared today? My suggestion is that you have 3 to 5 posts a week about this campaign. One of them could be your weekly live. And we talked about that in the content calendar a few weeks ago. Okay, so that's your first group. Your champions, the ones who are sharing things, you want to have them in a separate group so that you can message them at any time. Email works great if they work with email. The second group that you want are the group that are starting to donate. So Kickstarter creates, and a lot of your champions may be on this group as well. But Kickstarter creates a group of people that you can email. I used Kickstarter and I didn't receive all the funds, so I tend to go toward Indiegogo or Rocket Fuel. You can collect emails from there, but you can start an email group. By the way, I use a platform called MailerLite to keep all my emails in one place. You don't have to be that fancy. You could literally just CC or BCC everybody on an email list. That works totally fine. But for me, I have a more CRM type of place where I keep my emails. So that may be something you want to set up before the campaign. If you don't have it set up yet, just go for it. Put BCC on the email list, and then you'll have that. So you're going to have your champions list. You're going to have the people who are donating and participating in this process. And then you're going to have the people who haven't donated, but they signed up for your email list. The last two, you can combine into one. People who have donated and supported you thus far, people who haven't donated you but just support you, same list. So really at the end of the day, you have two. One, your champions, who are like the ones who have agreed beforehand to share your campaign. You want to be like messaging them a few times a week saying, hey, just posted something, can you share it with a few friends? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you have the people who are just supporting and donating, and you didn't necessarily onboard them into your champions team before, but you want to keep them updated as well. So I'd say a few messages to your champions every week, maybe 2 to 3 messages saying, hey, like I posted something, can you share it? And then for your other team, for the people who are just supporting you, your fans, I would say messaging them at least once a week and giving them updates. Definitely you want to message them. If you're going to set up an email once a week to them, you want to message them before your live event. So for example, we had Phoenix Band go live once a week on Wednesdays. So my suggestion is, if you have time to set up the email once a week on Tuesdays saying, hey, in 24 hours, we're going live. We're going to be throwing a pie in, Jambi's face if we hit this certain goal. So definitely tune in tomorrow for the live. And by the way, we are 60% of the way there, or whatever it is. If we get to 70% tomorrow, we could throw a pie in someone's face. So that's kind of how I would use email, is to drive momentum to the next event and also update people so they know what's going on. That being said, you can use the posts that you put in your content calendar for emails as well, just like updating people on the journey, on the story. But I would use email as more of an like a drive to the event type thing. Like, make sure you're coming to the event. You can use email, and this is the second option you can do. You can use email to double on the post. So let's just say you share a post. You say, hey, I just posted something. Hey, share it with 2 friends. And you can do that as well. So that's how I would use email throughout the campaign. I personally did not use email through the campaign. I set it up in 15 days and just went for it. And I did a lot of connection with phone calls and with personal outreaches. And so that's why I always suggest personal connection over just mass connection, especially if you don't have a committed, like organized fan base. If you're someone who has had a fan base and email list going on for a while, like your friends are used to getting emails from you, I would put a lot of energy in setting up great email sequences. If you're just a beginner and you're you really haven't trained your fans to receive emails from you or anything like that, I would suggest one-on-one outreaches over email. So this is kind of a extra step, even though you may not have an email sequence, um, or an email kind of as a habit set up. It's kind of an extra step. So definitely prioritize one-on-one outreaches. Practice your phone calls. Go for it in connection. Like connection plus urgency equals the currency. So to me, phone calls and text messages and voice messages are much more personal than email. So I'm going to leave you with that, guys. Uh, you can have emails set up, it's great, but for me, it's kind of optional. And use them as you discern throughout your campaign with the time that you have. Okay, all right. That is all we have for today. That's practical output to our campaigns that we're doing. If you have not had a chance to listen to ways to create phone calls or tell your story, definitely look at the past videos of that, because your story is everything. How you communicate it, how you phone call, how you do it in your opt-in video, that's everything. If you can get that down, that's the foundation. Little things like this, like building email sequences, or yesterday we talked about rewards. Really, at the end of the day, all those things are kind of extra systems that you're going to be setting up for the future, which is great. But if you don't have your story down, it's kind of pointless. Like, you can have all the technical things down, but if you don't move people with your story, they're not going to give anyways, right? So you as the leader get to step into a place of inspiration and challenge. Even you can challenge the norm with your story, you can challenge people's thought processes, you can encourage them, you can inspire them. That is the foundation, guys. So if you haven't had a chance to check out how to build your story, definitely check that out. And guys, we go live every Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. PST, and I give little tidbits of advice, and as well as mindset. We always start with mindset, because this process will challenge your old paradigms of how you think about money, relationships, your time, your energy. All of that, you are going to become a new person in this process of campaigning, of crowdfunding. So one of the reasons why I'm such a fan is because if we can embrace the process and become that new person, then much is possible after the campaign. If you just use this campaign as like a one time, like, okay, great, I got the money, let me just like break even, it's not going to benefit you in the long run. But if you use this campaign to inspire and uplift and empower other people, and you become different in the process, that, my friends, is what's going to give you overall success in the future. So thank you so much for joining me. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you guys next Tuesday live on the 16th. By the way, I do have a music video coming up, so be on the lookout for that.